Your job is to ask God a very important question. Who am I connected to? Who am I connected with? Who is the person that is connected with me, or who are? So that you don't fall into a trap. And where? Which location? If possible, give me specifics so that I do not fall into error. You ask God for specifics so that you don't fall into error. So that you will remain in the generosity of God. Please write those things down. You ask God for specific things so that you do not fall into error and so that you can remain and enjoy the generosity of God. Please write it down like that. You have to be where the intelligence of God is in charge. You have to be where the power of God is at work. You have to be where God is directing. Where the leadership of the Holy Spirit is God operating in the now. God sent the Holy Ghost so that he can operate in the now in your life. Listen to me tonight. Do not disgrace the voice of God. Do not try to replace a fake intelligence with the real thing. Malia, read the next one.
Yes. Verse 10. So he arose and went to Zarephath. And when he came to the gate of the city, indeed a widow was there gathering sticks.
Okay, listen, stop there. Elijah now moved and started, he left the broke kingdom, and now he left the broke and now went to where God has directed him. Are you willing to go to where you are convinced beyond the shadow of a doubt because you've seen his miracles, his favor, his peace, and you know this is God? Then I'm leaving. Because where God wants you to be is where God is going to make everything available for you to be in that place and enjoy life. Let me tell you something. Mary, I want you to listen to me very carefully. You suffered enough in life, so listen to me. Are you there on the line?
Yes, Bishop. I'm listening.
Okay, Renee, are you on the line?
Yes.
You have to listen very carefully. I'm talking to many of you who have suffered enough in life and have taken all these beatings from people and from devils. Listen carefully. I don't want you to operate from fear or from emotion anymore. While you have compassion inside you, you should be a very tough person. Your bargaining skill must be very tough. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Amen.
Listen carefully to what I'm going to tell you.
Yeah.
Make sure that you've come to that place where you've written out a covenant. And that covenant is, don't wait for God to make a covenant with you because he has already made many with us. He has already made the biggest one between us and Jesus. You have to make one with him. You have to force God into one with you. Devils do not call people to come to him. They go to him to go and present him offerings and make a pact with him. He can suggest to them, God does it too. He put his thoughts into you so that you can come to him and watch it to see whether you respond. I would like to see people who write out their covenant and call me and read it out. What they really want. I'm not talking about a list. You can turn your list into a covenant. I am offering you this, oh Father, so that I can get this in return. I'm giving this to you. I hope, Nancy, you are listening. Because of the way that you are doing business with God, and I like it. This is what I'm offering to you. In return, these are the things that I want. That's what God is waiting for. Elijah went, and as he entered the city, he saw a woman was gathering sticks to go back and make a fire and start cooking. So when do we say that he reached the city? Was it in the evening or afternoon? When do people go out to gather firewood? Is it early in the morning? Or afternoon? Or evening? When? In the evening. I mean, we are speaking from the perspective. Those of you who grew up in the village, you know what we are talking about. People go out in the late afternoon into evening, and they gather wood. They bring it back home. There are some people who do it in the afternoon or early morning. They go out, do their garden, gather their wood, and bring it home. But she was gathering sticks. Did God speak to this woman? That's the question. God said to Elijah, I have commanded a widow to provide for you in the city of Zarephath. Is there anywhere we see in the Bible that God also, when God has already talked to this woman? The same thing he said about the raven. I have commanded a raven to be bringing you meat and bread. Is there somewhere in the Bible that you saw God having a meeting with the ravens? With the babies? Did you see it?
No.
So how did he command the raven? How did he command this woman? I have ordered this woman. I have commanded a raven. I want us to begin to look at things that you have been overlooking in the Bible. Did you see this woman run out to Elijah and say, I've been expecting you, oh man of God. God has spoken to me already. Like many of us, we do. That's why when I'm talking to some people, they say, oh, already God told me this. Oh, already I saw it. Oh, already I knew this. That makes me to be very, very suspicious. It makes me to be disappointed with a lot of people when they do that. It's like people calling me and telling me that they're already prayer warriors and so on. I say, I'm looking for people to pray for me too. If you're already a prayer warrior, why are you then calling me? Why are you then calling me you're a prayer warrior? God already showed me this. God already showed me that. Really? Is there any way in the Bible that we saw God went to the widow of Zarephath and had a meeting with her and talked to her? Is there anywhere? Renee, Mary, talk to me. Two of you are Bible scholars. Talk to me. Nowhere. Then how is it that God is saying he has commanded the widow? What does that mean? Is God lying? Is there anywhere we saw God when he told Elijah to go to the brook and camp by that brook and live by the brook? Is there somewhere where we see God having a meeting with the birds of the air, with the ravens, and asking the raven to come for a meeting in heaven or on earth? No way. So how then did God order the ravens? How then did he command the raven? How then did he command the widow of Zarephath, this woman? What does that mean? I have commanded her, I have ordered her. Oh. Mary, help us here. Renee, help us. Renee, help me. I need your help here.
By the woman, I see from this perspective that by the woman's obedience to the prophet in offering him first the flour before herself, feeding herself, and the son tells me that is the command God has given, because the woman did what the man of God told him first before she fed herself.
But God said, I have commanded, I've ordered this woman, which means he has spoken to this woman. That's how it sounds, but is that really how it is?
It's a thought.
Huh?
It's a thought. It's a thought.
How did he speak to this woman?
He made her.
Huh? Renee, what did you say?
You're going to laugh at me, but I think he made her that way. He designed her that way.
He designed her. Okay.
There are a lot of things that we do that God didn't say to us, but he created us. He knew us before the foundations of the world. We were created to come up and do certain things.
Then you are talking like a Presbyterian or a Calvinist. That's the way you are talking in your theology. We are predisposed. We've been pre-elected. Everything has been put together. It is God. All that. I'm getting you out of that. And Mary is becoming evangelical tonight, while you are becoming a Reformed church theologian, Renee. Let me share with you the most important thing that God enjoys about a human being. It is the inner quality of a person that God is looking at. That's why there's a big difference between Saul, the first king of Israel, and David. You are what you are not just based on God's power coming upon you for you to do something, but because your spirit is a yielded spirit. You personally, of your own, you are like that. It's not that God made you that way, but you have chosen to be that way. For example, Jacob wrestling with an angel. His forefather, Abraham, running, kneeling before three men, seeing God in them. And of course, they turned out that he was right. They were angels. So in as much as we are praying for God to make us willing, there is a place where God is looking for the real you. What kind of spirit are you? The widow was already a woman who is a gentle spirit, a listening spirit, a kind spirit. A woman who is willing to do good. Kindness, goodness, gentleness, already part of her character and mindset. That's the way she is. She's chosen to be that way. So this is what makes our religion to be different from Buddhism, Hinduism, astrology, occultism, witchcraft. This is what makes us different from all those things. Because for those people, somebody already has set the thing in place. And that person is Baal. Ours, there are things that God has already set in place, but majority of the things, we choose it for ourselves. She already has the natural inclination that she loves things this way. It's like me, I like black pants, black trousers. I love it. It goes with everything I wear. I love it. Or I love boots. Or I love chocolate with nuts in them. I'm just sharing with you what I enjoy. I like to see people happy, people creating their own world. So it's not just that God told me. He already saw that that is what affects me, what moves me, what makes me cry. When I see people who cannot afford to have things for themselves. It grieves me when people cannot get a good education or professional training. It grieves me when I see young girls are married at the age of 9, 10, or the age of 20, or 21, or 22, or 23. They are too young for that. They should be in college or they should be getting professional training. They should be built for life. Those are the things that moves me. It moves me when I see single mothers being abused and used and dumped. Those are things that grieves me. I don't like it. It grieves me when I see somebody with potential living below that potential, staying in a class that she is far more higher than. Next meaning of that, I've commanded. It means that I have taken a hold of that woman at that point of time. I've taken a hold of her spirit and mind. I have put my righteous thoughts into her, and she is willing to receive it. She didn't do it for Elijah because Elijah came and said, "Hello, Zarephath widow woman with one son. Hello, how are you? I am Prophet Elijah." No. He came as an ordinary person. Stop pursuing titles. Start pursuing the anointing. Start pursuing the glory. Start pursuing the cloud. Stop pursuing sermons and teachings. Start pursuing direction. And stay in it when you got it. If you get it, stay in it. I have commanded. Because of who she is, I have decided to do business with this woman, and I am bringing you into the world of this woman. Not just into her life, but into her world to change her world. Her honor towards you, if she does that, will result, that's what Mary was saying. Her honor towards you, Elijah, will result in you changing her world. I'm going to use you to change her world, and she in turn is going to nourish you with food. It means as long as that famine remained, that woman cooked and begged and served Elijah and his people, those who were with him. That's the meaning. I want you to be aware of this. Be aware of this. Start asking yourself, in what way am I going to be of a blessing to somebody? You see, we are to choose faithfulness. One of the qualities God told me at my retreat was the spirit of faithfulness is lacking. Who is it that you have asked me to bless? To be in that person's world and that person to be in my world. So that constant signs and wonders and the flow. There's something that I'm going to talk to you from this. It's called the flow. That's all that I've been waiting for us to reach. That place. The place of the flow. If you are in the place of God's will, you are going to enter into the place of the flow. I don't want a life that is money today, no money tomorrow. I hate it. I don't want it anymore. Today, I'm healthy. Tomorrow, I'm sick. I don't want that. Today, you are in a marriage. Next day, you are not. I don't want that. That's why you begin to see a sign of your love for being single. When people are with you, do you enjoy it? Or do you enjoy being by yourself? And you have space to work and to do things. The dream God has given to you, is it going to blossom with somebody around you? I mean, you have workers and staff and servants. But I'm talking about somebody who lives with you. The same house, same bedroom. Is that you or not? Don't do things because people are doing it. Because it looks good. Do things because it profits you. Your personal happiness comes first. Do you do more when you have a partner, or do you do less? Do you do more when you have children, or do you do less? Is your dreams and plans coming up? Are you getting profit? Are you making money because you're in a marriage or not? You have to know all these things. Are you somebody who has the energy, the power of what it takes to run a family, and at the same time run a business, and at the same time run children, at the same time pursue money? So these are questions that you should ask yourself. And it's not even something that you go, it takes you, it's not a prayer thing. You will see how you feel, how you react. When people come to visit you, do you enjoy entertaining? Do you enjoy being around them? Or do you want to be at what you are doing for a living and abandon them? Those are questions for you to answer. Because if not, you will end up abandoning people that loves you. And you don't know that you were not created for that kind of relationship. For intimate relationship with another human being. Because there are people whose creativity comes out of intimacy. Others it does not. You have to ask yourself, whose love comes first? Is it love for your children? Because at the end, these things are going to come up out and bite you like a snake. Is love for your spouse number one? Or is it love for yourself? Is love for your children number one instead of love for your spouse? We are going to find this out very quickly. I'll ask God to expose you. Because even if you think that your children are growing elderly, your children are growing older, they will all leave the nest. So you should now try and pursue relationship so that you don't die alone. You don't become a cranky old man, a cranky old woman. Hateful, spiteful, vindictive. Because your dreams are not satisfied. And that's why you are pursuing a relationship. I'm going to ask God to expose you. You are pursuing relationship because you of your own cannot buy yourself a house, cannot buy yourself a car, cannot do anything for yourself. That's why you're pursuing relationship. I'm going to ask God to expose you. You have to know what comes naturally to you, so that you don't keep on having problem with human beings by entering into other people's life. Leave people alone. I have released my mind into that woman. She is long-term. She's not spiteful. She will be a blessing to you. She will save you. And my glory that you carry, that follows you, my presence that follows you, will make the flow to happen. There's a lot of work that Renee does for me, that if she was a married woman with children, she wouldn't be able to do none of that whatsoever. And yet she has a full-time heavy schedule at her job and still is able to do. Same thing with Ladry. Now Elijah is entering the city. Malia, read that for us.
Yes. And he called to her and said, please bring me a little water in a cup that I may drink. And as she was going to get it, he called to her and said, please bring me a morsel of bread in your hand.
Okay, stop there. I want it in your hand, not somebody else's hand. Don't give it to somebody else to bring to me. I want something that comes from you. Something you worked for. Something that costs you something. The flow only happens. The big flow only happens when you are willing to give God what you are willing to work for. What comes from your sweat, tears, and blood. Something that costs you something, but you are willing to let it go. That's what God honors. He doesn't honor fear and doubt. I've given 2 cars already. One, the black guy married to an Italian wife. 2, to a Caucasian guy from America married to an Eastern European woman. I would have kept those cars to myself, but I gave it up. I'm not asking you to go and donate your car to anybody or anything, or to go and give your money to anybody. You must know what you're doing. Make sure God said so. It's not somebody who convinced you on television or wrote you a letter to send money. God must convince you. It's something that you already know that you have to do. It's not something that somebody is trying to preach to you to make you do it. In fact, when people start preaching to me about money, I'm gone from that place. Seriously. If God doesn't tell me to do something, I don't. If it's not confirmed, I don't. He went in. See, let me tell you something that you have to know. There is what we call divine connection. Everything is gathering in this story. There is divine connection, there is obedience, there is yielding, there is supernatural suggestion, there is God's move, there is human move. Everything is working together here. Why is it that just as Elijah was entering into the city, he saw the widow? How did he know that that was the widow?
I think they must have had to wear black or something. Or widows like had a certain way of dressing.
Yes, they did. Widows have certain ways of dressing. You are right. But what about if they did not dress in black and all that dead dress? What about if she was a sexy widow? Huh? Yeah. Before we go into this, I was saying to Mary and to Rene to listen to what I'm going to tell them. And I want all of you to benefit from the things I'm going to tell to all of them. I'm going to ask both of you a question. Why did God create you? And what is your job description on the earth? Both of you, I need an answer, quick. This is also for you, Lizzie. For you. Audrey, I need an answer. Annie, love a girl. I need an answer from you. Why did God create you? And what is your job description on the earth? Let's solve that problem really quickly so that we can go today. If not, we'll be stuck here. Rene, let's go. Rene, let's go. Mary, let's go. Come on, come on, come on. Victoria, give me an answer. This is for you also.
My job description is to be blessed.
Okay. Yep. Yep. You came to the yeah, and multiply. Okay, you came to the conference. Now you reminded me that you came to the conference of 2016. I like that. Big hug to you. That's true. Your job description is to be blessed. Now we are breaking it down. We are going inside that house called the blessing. Let's knock down some doors and let's go in. Now, Rene, tell me. Inside that house is called the universe, the earth in which we live. It's full of the blessings. Yay! It's full of the blessings. What is your job description? Why were you created? You are now here. You've touched down. You are now here on the earth. Forget about what your parents did not provide for you. It does not matter. Who cares? They've done their job. Both of them, they lock the door. Boom! We came out of whatever they are doing behind the scene. And now we are the product of it. What's your job description? Why did God put you in your mother's womb? And make sure that you flow through the flow of your father's loins. And here you are now. And they've been preaching to you that you are here on earth to worship God. And I've never heard God tell anybody, worship me. In the Bible, he never told Abraham, worship. Never told Adam and Eve, worship. Never told them, dance for me, sing me a song. That would be very selfish. Because all those intimate relationship with God is already part of our natural makeup, especially after we've become born again and spirit-filled. So what is our job description as born-again children of God? Spirit-filled. Unless when we say spirit-filled, you are filled with demons, then I will say, okay, that's not it. There is somebody that I have prayed for God to change your son's mind. I have asked God to change the mind of your child. There is somebody whom I've asked God to change your spirit, because you do not know that you are not a gentle and a peaceful spirit. You don't know it. There is somebody that I have prayed for God to remove a stubborn and rebellious mindset and replace it with a yielding and a willing spirit. There's someone who is getting healed as I am speaking tonight. What's the job description? I've not had no answer from all those people, from the people that I've asked. Victoria has opened the house called A Blessing. Now, what's the job description? You've seen all the content in that big house, all the packages, all the good things. What's your job description? What are you to do? Why were you created? Why were you sent into the blessing? Hey! Please, 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 people of God, talk to me. Talk to me. Mary, where are you tonight? Where are you?
Enjoyment.
There you go. You guys allow Victoria to get it all tonight. She got it all.
Yep.
You were created to enjoy. Your job description is enjoyment. Please write that down. You were created to enjoy, and your job description is enjoyment. Your atmosphere is happiness. Please write all of them the same. Let them be in the same page. The atmosphere that you should surround yourself is an atmosphere and a lifestyle. Make sure you put it that way. Atmosphere and lifestyle of constant happiness 24/7. I don't care what the devil is doing there, what politician is doing there. I know why I was sent here. I know my job description. I know my atmosphere and my lifestyle is a lifestyle of happiness. Anything that tries to depress me, I'm going to curse you. Anything that tries to make my life miserable, I'm going to curse that thing. I'm going to remove it. Of course, we are going to put into the internet the prayer of no trespass is coming. Hey! Anything that wants to make me sad, I curse it. I destroy it. I walk away from every atmosphere that does not create happiness. I walk away from that place. Why? My job is to remain in an atmosphere of constant happiness, lifestyle of constant happiness 24/7. Are you aware that drug dealers, prostitutes, drunkards, many a times are better off than Christians or religious people? Because they are constantly high and laughing like stupid.
Oh my God, Jesus.
Yeah. Constantly high, constantly drunk, constantly having sex, constantly gambling, constantly happy like stupid. Every Friday, like today is Friday night, many of them are already in their club. You're going to get happy, make some money. The women already did their hairstyle. The men already. Prostitution is not just for women. A lot of men are prostitutes too.
Amen.
A lot of men are. They've already designed themselves, put themselves together, ready to go. 7, 8 o'clock, they start getting out. Shine their car, they are out to the club. That's their church. They are drinking and dancing and whining and having sex, doing drugs, talking trash, trivia. Nothing they are talking is real. It's all in their mind. Living in make-believe world. Repeat it again on Saturday. And from Sunday, they start to sleep. So that they get it off their system and get back to work on Monday if they have a job. You're sitting at home praying for God to give you a job. A trickster is sitting on their computer and describing their look, putting their picture, their hairdo, what they like to do, and selling themselves. And men are coming for them, or women coming for them, or men versus men, women versus women, men versus women, they are doing their thing and making money. Are you aware that most of the financial world we have today was started by the porn business? The pornography business. They are always, look, these are the two groups of people that are always ahead of everybody in terms of how to make money quick and clean. I think there are three groups. There are three groups. One, those in the pornography and in the commercial sex working business. Number two, astrologers, the psychics. And number three, those who own casinos. Those groups of people are ahead of everybody in how to make money. Any apps that comes out, many of those apps are made for those groups of people. Go and consult a psychic. They begin to count. Some of them, 1 minute is $4. So by the time you've stayed there for just 10 minutes, you've spent a lot of money already. When once it's 20 minutes, they will tell you, all right, it's over. Talk to you later. There's no question asked. You just have to go. The phone is turned off. You can put back money, then they can talk to you. A male or female prostitute will ask you to put money beside the gift. That is beside their condom. Their condom. I think that's what it is. Put your gift beside it before they start performing for you. It's an act. It's a drama. It's a show. They are ahead of the game. Many of them have credit card machine in their homes. Do you know that? You are sitting down there and looking and crying. You don't have a job. All these people have jobs. Many of the psychics and astrologers, they are living in $1 million homes. Others are sitting in their home selling cosmetics, shipping it all over the world. Some are baking bread, shipping it all over the world. Different kinds of pastries. Watch CNN, you'll see some of the things that I'm telling you. Now it's not something that is only on YouTube, it's on CNN. They will show you the documentaries. You put in the money, and the woman at the other end or the man will send you her naked body. Boom, money exchange hands. Let me tell you, you were sent here to be happy. You were sent here to create avenues, different avenues. I'm not talking about those other avenues. Those are not my kind of way of making money. I don't want that. This is insult. I mean, it's an insult to my personality. I've spent time to learn, because anything that I want to talk about, I learn. I'm willing to pay money to those who are in those business to talk to me, to tell me what is going on in those places. So that I'm not coming here to tell you what I watch on YouTube. I don't have time for that. Actually pay people money. I said them, I need this information. What are the apps you guys are using for this? I know that you are this. This is who you say, yes, I know. What apps, what are you guys producing for your businesses that is booming? And they tell me. Many of you are afraid that they are going to contaminate you and so on. And then they are the one who are making all the money in the world. And you are there, you don't know what they are doing. Where the rest of the world are. Many of you do not know. Did you not hear what evangelical Christian just said? We did not elect Trump because he has moral or he's holy. We know that he is all of that evil you guys are talking about. We know it already. But we voted him in because he knows where the money is to give to us. He knows how to give us business. That's what it's all about. It all boils back to what I'm teaching you guys. Money and power. You must learn this because God is interested in these things. You spend too much time praying. It's about time that you begin to create your own wealth and money. People are no longer interested in morality, especially when money is at stake. Because money is at the bottom of everything. If money doesn't show up, you've not just started. I am going to be richer than many, many people who started before me or after me or with me. That I know. That I've been shown. Why? Because I am interested in services and products. And that is what God is watching. God is watching to see whether you're interested in services and products. God is interested in seeing whether you're interested in what your generation are using to produce product, to services, and make money. Why? Because the two kingdoms are interested in the two things. Money and power. Because many of you have been asking, why is it that Trump is president? He's not president because he's a good person or he knows what he's doing. Some people know that he's a dummy. Dummy Donald. That's who he is. Dummy Donald. He's a dummy Donald. Democrats, if they understand the power of vibes, they should have DDD on their cars. Dump, dummy, Donald. DDD. Because he doesn't really have no principles. He doesn't know what he's doing, but they like it so. As long as he will stay in power because he's somebody who loves power. So those who want the money will put him in the place of power so that he can sign the bills. It's not him who is even going to prosper the most. Because one thing I've discovered about the American lifestyle, they will use you and they will dump you. They will dump your butt when it is not to their interest anymore. When you become useless to them and you become an asset, they will dump your butt. They dump Bush Senior, they dump Bush Jr., the same Republicans. And they will dump him. That's why everybody is trying to use him quickly. Within the first 1 or 2 years, they want to use him quickly and make money as quickly as possible. So that if the tide rise against him, then they dump him. They don't need him anymore. They've finished using him. That's what it is. Obama could not really succeed as he should because you can't use him. He's a constitutional lawyer and a professor. You can't use him. The wife is a lawyer. They are too brilliant. They are too intellectual. They are not street people. You got it tonight. See, God constantly is sending Elijah to where he enjoys. Others are suffering. Elijah is eating, drinking, chewing meat, eating bread, fresh bread, made from the 7-star or 12-star hotels of angels. But why? Because when you follow Jesus to enjoy. In spite of the fact that you hear Jesus talk about this, about people who follow him, they must live all that. When you read the lifestyle of the disciples, they were all wealthy people. Paul had so much wealth. You were sent here to enjoy. Even at hard time, you will be enjoying. That's why along the way, we are going to have something, a paid retreat for everyone, which is titled Joseph's Anointing. Because you need to enter into, to tap into that anointing. Bokele ambasondo ko shende le bako. Matombo sika lika. Moloto bosente. Your job is to follow God's instruction. Enter into his specific directions so that you remain to enjoy. Please take away your mind that when you go to heaven, that's when you are going to have houses. That's when you are going to ride on chariots. That's when you are going to drive Rolls Royce. That's when you are going to live in wonderful homes. I've told Jesus, if you don't give me my mansion with big jacuzzis and beautiful things like where I went in my retreat, I had all those things. Quality everywhere. At my age, I need the best. If I do not have the best, I'm not coming back to heaven. I don't want to have anything to do with a heaven that I cannot start to enjoy right now. I want you to be aware of this. Ask him for the best. But why? Tell him you created me for enjoyment. I'm here to enjoy. How do we know? Adam and Eve, the earth and every beautiful thing in it were already put in place before Adam and Eve came. A garden was already put in place. Always. It's always for your enjoyment. Moses was picked by somebody who is going to put him in a position of enjoyment. Pharaoh's daughter. I hope you guys are getting it. Esther is sent to the palace to enjoy. Ruth to Boaz to enjoy. Children are given to you for enjoyment. They are to bring you enjoyment. Any child who is bringing you sorrow, you prayed, it remains the same way. It means that child came through the highway. You are the highway that child is to come through and move on. If your husband is not providing you with perfume, with the latest sexy bra, panties, shoes, pumps, koi shoes, nice cars, different good things, wonderful wristwatches, rocks on your finger. Every month you should have a good hairdo. Have your nails painted. If you are not having those things in a relationship, then I don't know what you are doing there. Renee and I, we are coming to get your butt out of there. I think we will become the new task officers, so that you can go and create your own wealth. If you are able to provide all those things for yourself, a man cannot provide any of those things for you. You are wearing the same clothes he bought for you 10 years ago. What are you doing there? You say what?
Unless they choose to stay in it.
Yeah, unless they choose to stay in it, because many of them, they want to die being married because they love it. This is my own. For better to stay, for worse to go. That's me. If anything is not profitable, that thing is gonna go. I'm cutting it. I'm cutting it off. Because everything is made to be profitable, to be fruitful. See, Elijah is being connected with a woman who has what it takes for the flow to begin or for the flow to continue. I've told you that two poor people should never get married because it doesn't work. Two broke people should never get married. Many of you say you got married because of love. What love are you talking about? Empty love? Fufu love? Empty belly love? And very soon reality will hit you that both of you have made mistakes. Somebody who comes to you every day to complain to you why he cannot have a job, or why that he or she cannot stay in a job, and you go ahead marrying those kind of fufu people. Anybody who always, when they come back, they are complaining about their job, what happened at their job, leave them alone. Others have been in the same job for so many years, and they are not complaining. Who are you connected to? See, God is always connecting his people to somebody who already has what it takes. Why are you trying to connect yourself with somebody who doesn't have anything to bless you with? This woman already has the oil, the flour in the house. Why are you going to somebody who doesn't have anything? What's wrong with you? And they are pumping you up with emotion that they love you. And you agree with them. Elijah said to the woman, "Can you please fetch me water to drink?" She said, "Yes, sir." And while she was going, he said to the woman, "Can you also bring me..." Malia, read it for us again.
Yes. And as she was going to get it, he called to her and said, "Please bring me a morsel of bread in your hand."
Can you bring me a morsel of bread in your hand? I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I need water to drink. I need bread to eat, to be refreshed. What happened? What did the woman say?
So she said, "As the Lord your God lives, I do not have bread, only a handful of flour in a bin, and a little oil in a jar. And see, I am gathering a couple of sticks that I may go in and prepare it for myself and my son, so that we may eat it and die."
See that?
And Elijah said to her, "Do not fear. Go and do as you said."
Okay, listen. Elijah said to the woman, "Do not fear." Why did Elijah say so? Do not fear. Go and do as you've said. I'm going to prepare, I'm gathering stick to go and prepare the last meal. When she said, I am going to prepare this so that we eat. After this, we will starve to death, because it means that was the last day for that woman and her son to eat. And after that, they will die like the rest were dying. Please read that again. I want to hear that again. That is so cool.
Yes. As the Lord God lives, I do not have bread, only a handful of flour in a bin and a little oil in a jar. And see, I'm gathering a couple of sticks that I may go in and prepare it for myself and my son, that we may eat it and die.
See that? The place of provision is always the place of miracle. Please write that down. The place that God directs you to is always the place of God's generosity. Please write that down. God will never send you to where he cannot provide for you. Write those things down. The desire of God is to lead you to your place of permanent favor. God's perfect will for your life is to bring you to your place of enjoyment and the flow of wealth. All what we are learning tonight is that this woman, this was her last card. After that, they will starve to death. It means that this woman was a good manager of her resources. That's why she's already lasted, she and her son have lasted this long. It means that she had supplies. Because you see, she said she had flour in the bin and oil in the jar. It means she was somebody that invested into her future. Because at this time, we do not know how long the famine had already come and had already eaten into the land. Must have been for some years. And she still was still alive. They still had flour and oil. See? So whatever you're going to do, you have to be like the woman of Zarephath. Because all that people see is that she was a widow. She didn't have much. That's not true. The famine was already on. Who knows how many years already? It means that she was a smart woman. And let me tell you, God wanna deal. God wanna do business with those who are smart. There is something that I was told by the Holy Ghost this afternoon. Listen carefully. He said that I should no longer do business with people who cannot find opportunity where they are. Anybody who come to tell you their story of why they are, who they are, where they are, and they are broke, is because they are not willing to look outside or to look inward and find opportunities all around them. Somebody can move into your community 2-3 days. They'll buy a car. They will do this, they will do that, because they are able to spot opportunities. There is something, Rene, remember this. Mary, remember this. And you write them down. God is asking me to begin to look for what he called opportunity spotters. People who can spot opportunity and seize it. Many of you see me, you do not know that I am an opportunity for you to seize and have your breakthrough. Because you spend your time looking at so many pastors and preachers that when the right one come along, you don't know. So we are learning that this woman was a woman that was a great investor into her life, into her future. That's why she's lasted this long. But now she was running out. And God saw that she was generous to herself and to her son, first and foremost, and God decided to send Elijah her way so that Elijah can rock her world.
Whoa. Love this.
Yep. You need to begin to ask God, please send somebody to me who will rock my world, change my world, change my history, change my finances. Stop looking for $100 man. You don't need that. You need, you need to begin to look for people who can write you $1,000 check, who can give you $1 million, people who can buy you houses, people that you will buy them cars, buy them jets. I saw a wife that bought the husband a brand new jet. A wife, not the husband money, her own money. And I saw a husband who simply built an empire for that woman. That's what we are talking about. Not trying to hide under somebody else's shadow to boast. God decided to send Elijah to rock that woman's life, change her life and the life of her child, change their world. I don't want a preacher. I don't want a motivational speaker. I want somebody who carries the glory that will rock my world and change my life forever. Not a smooth talker, not a con artist, not somebody who is well trained in the art of advertising what they don't have. Even if the wolf is hiding his tail or her tail, you are going to spot it and avoid them. Man, I like you. Girl, I like you, but I don't need you. Thank you. You don't have what I need. Baby, am I not nice? Yes, you are nice, but I don't need you. Thank you. Am I not beautiful enough? Whoa! You are far more beautiful than the mermaid, but I don't need you. Thank you. If it's a man, he asks you, am I not handsome enough? Do I not have enough education? You say, who is as intelligent as you? You are far more intelligent than Bear. You are far more handsome than Lucifer, but I don't need you. Thank you. Let them get hurt. You don't want today's enjoyment to stop your enjoyment of tomorrow. You were sent to the earth to enjoy. And God is going to connect you. Your job is not to be waiting for Elijah to come. That woman was not waiting for Elijah. So stop waiting for somebody to come into your life. Go ahead and gather stick. Go ahead and do what you have to do. Go ahead and invest into your life and into the life of your children. Go ahead. God will turn things around. Whether through angel, whether through human, whether through events, he's going to do it. The woman went to go and get both the water and both the bread, to go and make it, to go and prepare it and bring it to Elijah. Read that place again and the next verse. She said that you've already read where she said they are going to eat and die. If you have smartness, the gift of sensitivity, the gift of putting things aside for yourself in case of tomorrow, God will see that you are ready to survive. See, let me tell you something that you need to know. Please write this down. This is very serious. God is looking for people who have a passion to survive. Please write that down. God is looking for people who have a passion to survive. To survive does not mean just having food, because you will not be better than the cows out there in the bush, the animals, because all they do is eat and breed and die. There's no other use. I mean, there are about 7 animals that are more useful than just that. Elephants, donkeys, dogs, where are there? Horses, camels. I think those are the ones I know who are useful to humans. The rest are not. The rest want to bite you and kill you. Apart from those animals I've mentioned, show me other animals that are useful to us, except when we take them and remove their venom to produce medicine to help our life to be long-term. Apart from that, I don't know what else. Or play with them. Listen carefully to this. God is seriously looking for very intelligent people who are also supernatural at the same time. Please write that down. God is seriously looking for intelligent and smart people who are at the same time supernatural. Because those are the people who are going to experience God's visitation. See, this woman was willing to risk it. She was willing to risk it. She was willing to give first to God in the life of Elijah. Let's see what Elijah told her while she was going to do this.
Right. But thus says the Lord God of Israel.
Say what? Say what? Says, read it loudly.
Okay. And Elijah said to her, do not fear, and do as you have said. Make me a small cake from it first, and bring it to me, and afterward make some for yourself and your son.
Make first for me, and after that, make for yourself and for your son. And what happened?
For thus says the Lord God of Israel, the tin of flour shall not be used up, nor shall the jar of oil run dry, until the day the Lord sends rain on the earth.
All right, we will stop there. We will start from that verse. You will read that verse again tomorrow, because tomorrow we are going to talk about how the flow happens. That's tomorrow. How the flow happens. Or, Mary, make sure you write it down, send it to me. How to enter into God's flow. That's what we'll be dealing with tomorrow. How to enter into God's flow. Now, if by tomorrow I am not here, I will let everybody know. You will see the video will be there. It means I will do it before I will fly out. Because these days I'm being needed in a lot of places. I don't know yet. I was supposed to travel today. But my flight was canceled. And I said, okay, I'm going to do a conference. I was supposed to travel today. My flight was canceled. So we rearranged it to fit in. And I used that opportunity to do a few things. All right. So we will stop here. Tomorrow you should be able to go in and register for the Fasting for Champions. The fasting will begin on the 26th to 28th of February. We are giving you 1 month for you to pay up. Well, this is what we have agreed. The cost for the fasting, because of the different things we'll be doing, is $300. $300. You will be given a special code to attend on a conference call. It's not on this conference line. It will be a different conference line. When you paid, you'll be given that number, and you have to keep it. After the conference, you have to discard it. Only those who paid for this fasting and prayer will receive the video. The video will be emailed to you. It will not be sent to you by mail. It will come by email. You alone will be able to watch it and keep it for yourself. And then after the conference, it will be made into an ebook. And because in the ebook will contain more things, I will add a lot of things to it. And then you will be able to download it free of charge for those who came to it. So I'll be putting that information in there, and I'll be sending it to Renee for her to do the flyer for that. Please, if you have not registered for the Chicago conference, please call me immediately. Call me or go online and pay for it so that I will assign you the time that you'll be meeting with me. It's not a crusade. It's not a general conference that everybody come in at the same time to worship and to pray and people to be falling all over the place and prophecy. No, it's one-on-one with me. I'm dealing with your problem one-on-one, and I'm destroying them. That's what I'm coming. Power must change hand right there in Chicago. So tell your friends to go and register for it. And also, from tomorrow, you'll be able to register for the Fasting for Champions. This is serious. It will be 3 days. I will not eat and drink for 3 good days. I'm going to stay at the altar and wait until God gives me what I want for me and for those who registers for this conference. If you have a little bit more money, please, I will plead with you to go to our website, or you can send it by the post office to P.O. Box 2491, Wichita, Kansas State, 67201 USA. Go and send money to our mission, Idika Imeri mission. That's what I use for traveling, for hotels, for different things I do that has to do with personal need. If you love me, you care about me, you like me, go and do that, or you send your money order, your check or your card, send it to the P.O. box that I have mentioned to you. We want to end it here for tonight. Remember, the fasting for champions will begin February 26 to 28. It's a 3 days. It's a 3 days, no eating, no drinking kind of fasting. Except you have medical condition, then you tell me. So you are going to either email or you are going to go online and register for it, or you will call us to register you for that. Because I want your life to be altered so that you can begin to enjoy life. It's going to take everything from me. I'm going to shut everything down during those 3 days. I'm going to shut everything down. The ministry will be suspended for those 3 days. It will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It will be suspended for us to get something. That's how it is. And we will be meeting 3 times a day. And only those who register for this will know the time of the conference. You'll be told the time and how it is. Thank you very much. Good night.
Bishop?
Yeah.
I did not get what you had posted.
All right. Call me after the conference, okay? Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
Raina? Mm-hmm.